and welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Still a few teams with state playoff aspirations going on. We have the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jacket baseball team. They were able to take 2 of 3 this past week against Worth County. An exciting 11-10 victory in extra innings propelled them into the state quarterfinals. They will host Lovett coming up on Wednesday. We'll have some highlights from the Worth County series coming up in just a little bit. As for the Statesboro girls soccer team, they lost at home. Their season comes to a close. They lost 5-0, and the guys, they lost 2-1 on the road at Union Grove. So both the Statesboro teams' seasons have come to a close, but congratulations to the Bulloch Academy girls and boys who are both advancing on to the quarterfinals. The girls won at home, the boys with an upset on the road. They'll both be in action later on this week. As for our area golf teams, the Statesboro girls and boys begin their area tournament on the road at the Okefenokee Country Club in Blackshear on Tuesday, and Southeast Bulloch's girls advanced to the state this past week. Next up for them, they'll open up the state in the end of May. As for the college teams, the Georgia Southern softball team has earned the 7th seed. They'll be taking on the number 6 team, South Alabama, in the Sun Belt tournament, which begins this week. And as for the guys, they took on Troy in a 3-game series. Looked pretty good for the first 2 games and then stumbled in the final game there on Sunday. Next up for them, they have a midweek game with Kennesaw State, and then they are at Arkansas State coming up this weekend. Well, we're going to come back and show you some highlights from some action from the Troy series and from some of the area high school games. But before we do that, I'd like to remind you, for any legal advice you may have in the Statesboro Bulloch County area, we have the man for you to call, Lovett Bennett Jr., attorney at law PC. Lovett's office located in downtown Statesboro.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Well, the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets had an opportunity to do something they had never done in the school history, and that's advance to the quarterfinals. To clear things up, the 1972 team did fall in the state championship game to West Point on the road, but that team, there were only 4 regions at the time, so if you won your region, you were automatically into the semifinals. So this is the first ever quarterfinal matchups. If they win this, advance to the semifinals, they'll be the 2nd team to have ever done that. Let's get out and see some highlights, though, from this past week's 3-game exciting series with Worth County in Brooklet. The first of a 3-game series in Brooklet, Southeast Bulloch hosting Worth County in round 2 of the AAA playoffs. The Rams start the scoring, the ground ball to third, throw sails high, allowing the runner from third to score, and it's 1-0 Worth County. On the mound for the Rams, UGA signee, 6'6", Hunter Goodwin, and he would keep the Jacket bats silenced most of the game. Here the ground ball for the force for out number 3. Southeast Bulloch had their chances, though. Tyler Deloach comes through with the single into right field. Later, it's Peyton Carr, the batter, and he singles to right as well. That would put 2 on, but the Jackets unable to capitalize and would leave 11 runners on base in the first game. We move to the 4th, down 3-0, and Worth adding to it as Worth Smith makes it 4-0. Then DJ Edwards, the batter, he singles to center as the Rams extend the lead to 5-0. They'd add another here on the opposite field single by Kason King to make it 6-0. Goodwin able to do the rest on the mound, 5 strikeouts and throwing a complete game, and Southeast Bulloch falls by a final count of 6-0. So with their backs against the wall, the question was, could the Jackets turn things around in Game 2? Well, Blaze Minnick starts the scoring with the RBI single into right. and it's 2-1 Jackets. Later, Toby Williams, and he singles into right. Minnick will slide home to make it 3-1 Southeast. In the fifth, Dylan Rooks with the single into left in the gap. Another run scores to make it 4-1. Slade Bergen later with the double down the line and right. Rooks and Mincy will both come home to make it 6-1 Jackets. They'd add another as Colby Marsh slides home on the wild pitch to make it 7-1. And then Tyler Bailey caps the scoring in the sixth, the RBI single into right. Worth County not giving up as they would end up cutting the lead to 8-4. Here the two-run single to left by Gabe Berger, but the Jackets get two more in the top of the seventh. Rooks, the RBI single in the right field, and the Jackets go on to win this one by a final of 10-4. The third and decisive game between Southeast Bullock and Worth County taking place Friday in Brooklet. The visitors jump out to an early lead. They'd score 4 runs in the first to take a 4-0 lead, but the Jackets would fight back. They'd score 2 in the second. Slade Bergen with the 2-run double down the right field line, and it's 4-2. Blaze Minnick on the mound, getting some defensive help from Toby Williams, tracking this one down in center. To the third we go, and it's Peyton Carr coming through with the RBI single into left. That makes it 4-3. Then it's Bergen taking one for the team. That would drive in Tyler Deloach, and we're tied at 4-all. Worth County scores 4 in the fifth to make it 8-4. The Jackets back for a run as Williams with the RBI single to center. Cole Mincy trying to stop the bleeding with the strikeout here on the mound. To the sixth we go. It's 9-6. Worth County on top. And Tyler Bailey, the single to left. Mincy scores, and a hustling Dylan Rooks does as well to make it 9-8. Next, Minnick, the single to right. Deloach scores, and the pitcher will be hit in the head with the relay, allowing Bailey to score to make it 10-9. Worth ties it in the seventh. So to the eighth we go. Bailey on second. Minnick the single to the gap. Bailey slides home, and the Jackets walk off to the Elite Eight, winning 11-10. So next up for Southeast Bullock, they'll be hosting Lovett. They're the number 2 seed. They pulled off the upset of number 1 North Hall this past week, and that one was in extra innings and in a 3-game series as well. That game will get underway on Wednesday, a doubleheader. Then the Thursday will be the if game if they were to split. Well, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll head out to the high school soccer pitch to take a look at see how Statesboro did in the opening round.
To stay ahead, a parent has to really be on the go and stop for school, stop for sports, stop for an intervention. But you don't have to stop for banking. To stay ahead with mobile online banking, bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
See Jeremy Reagan and the staff at Queensboro National Bank and Trust, South Main Street in Statesboro.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy. In-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, in-house lab. and introducing our new nurse practitioner, Melissa Beasley, as we now accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Well, for the Statesboro girls and boys soccer teams, they were in the second round of the state playoffs. The girls were at home, the boys on the road. The boys, unfortunately, fell to Union Grove by a count of 2-1. So their season comes to a close. As for the girls, they were at home. Let's get out and take a look at some of the highlights. The Sweet 16 in the state playoffs, Statesboro's ladies hosting Whitewater. The Blue Devils miss on a golden opportunity. Isabella Gutierrez to Haley Deffendorf with wide right, no score. Statesboro keeper Samaria Smith with some nice stops and goal. First coming out, and later back with the deflection. But with 1:20 left in the first half, the Wolverines finally break through. Abby Crane with the goal. Whitewater up 1-0 at the half. In the second half, Whitewater would pull away. Crane ending up with a hat trick, including this one. And finally, off the corner, Madison Wright able to score. And the Wolverines in the Blue Devil season winning 5-0 the final. So that'll wrap it up for soccer for our areas. And as we mentioned in the top of the show, once again, the golf teams from our area still around, and the BA boys and girls soccer teams have advanced to the state quarterfinals. They'll be in action later on this week. Well, stay with us. We'll wrap things up and go out to Georgia Southern and see how things are going after this.
Hey, Miss Thompson, everything's fine. It's going to be no problem. I'll have you done in a few minutes.
My name is Paisley Nordhaus, part owner of Complete Car Care, and I want you to come see me.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, it was finals week, and it was graduation this past weekend for Georgia Southern. They were also hosting Troy in the 3-game series, the big Sun Belt series for the Eagles. Let's get out and see how things went from Friday and Saturday. Georgia Southern hosting Troy in the first of a 3-game series Friday evening. Mason McWhorter getting things started with a bang here in the second. He takes this up and away to left, the opposite field shot. And it's 1-0 Georgia Southern on top. To the third we go. The Eagles start another rally. Christian Avant with the single into center field. Next up, it's Jason Swan, and he gets this one into left. Still in the third, runners on second and third now for Austin Thompson. The fly ball to right. Ends up being a sac fly, which brings in Avant from third, and the Eagles take a 2-0 lead. On the mound, Brian Eichhorn in control. Here he gets Frederick Drew looking for out number 3. In the seventh, more from Eichhorn. Sadler Goodwin, the batter. And he goes down swinging. Eichhorn with 9 strikeouts in the game. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Tyler Martin will be the batter, and he comes through with the single into right field. That would help set up the bases loaded for Chandler Corley. He sends a flare into left. Thompson will score, and it's 3-0, which was plenty for Eichhorn. He'd allow only 1 hit in going the distance the complete game shutout as the Eagles take game one by a final count of 3-0. We move to Saturday, and Seth Schumann on the mound. And here he gets the old strike 'em out, throw 'em out, double play. Thanks to a nice throw here by Matt Anderson to get the runner at second. More from Schumann as he gets out of a jam with the inning-ending strikeout. He'd allow only one run in 6 innings of work with 5 strikeouts in the game. The Eagles able to start the scoring here in the 4th. The pickoff throw to first will sail into right field, allowing Stephen Curry to score, and it's 1-0 Eagles. Later same inning, McWhorter, the batter, and he comes through with the double down the line and right. Thompson will come home to score, and it's 2-0 Georgia Southern. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Swan will fly out to center field, but Golden tags, and he will score from third to make it 3-0 Eagles. To the bottom of the 6th we go, 3-1. Georgia Southern putting things away. Matt Anderson takes this pitch up, and away to left. McWhorter scores on the 2-run jack, and it's 5-1 Georgia Southern. Still in the 6th, Avant comes through with the single into right field. Mitchell Golden will score from second to make it 6-1, and then for the finishing touch, it's Swan with the single into left. Avant scores to make it 7-1. The Eagles go on to take game 2 7-4, but would drop the series finale, losing by a final count of 7-0.
Fly ball, right field, running in his Avant, slides in. Does he have it? He does, and that's the ball game. Georgia Southern gets the win 7-4.
And as mentioned, Sunday they lost that game to Troy. Next up for Georgia Southern, a midweek game at Kennesaw State, and then they'll be at Arkansas State for a 3-game Sun Belt series coming up next weekend. And the softball team we mentioned, they are in the 7th seed. They'll be taking on South Alabama in the first round of the Sun Belt tournament, that taking place this week. All right, that'll wrap things up for this week. We appreciate you joining us. Hope to see you again soon.